Welcome back to Unplugged. A wise man once said, violence is never the answer, but sometimes it is. That wise man was me, and that shit cost me about $30,000. Obviously, the hot topic right now is Joel Embiid and Marcus Hayes' incident in Philly, where the reporter mentioned his dead brother and newborn son. And obviously, Embiid took offense to it. There was an altercation. I guess some pushing happened. The NBA just suspended Embiid for 3 days. And I think the Sixers actually issued an apology on, I guess, Joel's behalf. Criticism is something all athletes have to deal with, particularly star athletes, MVPs, leaders of teams, guys that are making max deals. And I think players are fine with the criticism because I think it comes with the territory. Where they cross the line is when you start bringing people's families into it and think that that shit is going to be okay. He's lucky it wasn't more. I've been saying for a while that the line has been blurred or erased with the disrespect that the media has towards the players. It's less journalism these days and more just hot takes. What can go viral? What can I say? What can be the loudest and most disrespectful thing I can say to a player? And people hit the like button. This is not just with media and players. It's also been with fans and players the last couple of years. Fans have crossed the line by throwing things, thinking they can say whatever, getting in people's faces and acting like because we make money or because we're professional athletes, we're not supposed to react or have feelings. And I think the NBA needs to do a better job. I think that obviously they do a great job in a lot of other areas, but I think this is one area that they're struggling in. They protect everybody but the product. You look at all the incidences with the fans and what's going on, and it's always the players that are being suspended or fined. I mean, obviously there's some repercussions for the fans, but I feel like the NBA goes out of its way to protect the fans and protect the media, but not protect the players. Why is Marcus Hayes not suspended? Why is he not fined? And this is not his first trip down this lane. He's been known for doing a lot of coonery in this space for a while. Someone who personally has a vendetta against Joel Embiid, someone who comes around practices and the players try to avoid him as much as possible. He's always trying to do or say something to bring attention to him because he's just not very good at what he does. I think at the end of the day, it's not okay to disrespect players. It's definitely not okay to disrespect their families. I think we all sign up knowing that a lot of criticism is going to come with this job. And you can criticize us for our poor play, our leadership, how bad our teams are, whatever you feel like you need to criticize over, that's okay. But you cross the line when you talk about someone's family. And I'll say this. Thankfully, it was just a push, but who knows what's going to happen next time when something like this happens. So I feel like something needs to be done. So this is just my point of view. Obviously, as a former player that's transitioned into the media space, I'm always going to have a player's back, but I'm also going to tell them when they're wrong. Critiquing is a tough part of the job. You know what I mean? We are, as media members now, our job is to critique what we see. And again, like I said, I think critiquing is fine when we're talking about the game. But anything outside, particularly pertaining with family, is not okay. So to further this discussion, I'm going to bring in my brother, the one and only Van Lathan, to talk a little media and some other stuff. This Embiid thing is cooking up. I think the lines have been blurred between media and players, fans and players. What are your thoughts about what you're kind of seeing in this situation in particular where he's talking about a dead brother and a son?
So it's good that Joel Embiid did what he did. It's not ever good to we don't ever want to encourage particularly black men to use violence as a means of conflict resolution. But I'm telling you why it's good. It's good because it starts a conversation.
Yep.
Or it furthers a conversation or deepens a conversation. And the conversation is about whether or not someone is a person or a thing. If Joel Embiid is a person, then you know that what you said and how you went to make your point about his basketball play is completely out of bounds, right? I talk about it a lot. I lost my father in 2021, and you know, you can make any point that you need to make to me. You can say anything that you need to say to me without invoking one of the most painful moments of my life to make that point, right? And so, whereas we don't want to give anybody carte blanche to say, hey, you said something that hurt my feelings, so now I'm going to put hands on you. What I think is important to say is that long before he was a basketball player, Joel Embiid was a brother, someone who loved his brother, someone who has memories and a deep affection and connection to his brother. And bringing that up so you can make a point about whether or not somebody is available for a Tuesday night game against Milwaukee is just wild.
This is obviously an interesting topic because it's been debated and dwelled on over the last 2.5, 3 weeks, I think, since he mentioned he wasn't playing in back-to-backs. And, whether he was going to play or wasn't going to play, I personally thought that's where he kind of opened the floodgates. When you come out and say, hey, I'm not playing in back-to-backs, you're opening yourself up for more criticism and critique. At the same time, it shouldn't open you up for personal attacks.
I mean, yeah, look, let's say that Joel Embiid is soft. Let's say that any basketball player is soft. I'm not calling him soft, but let's say that he is. Let's say that somebody's soft on the basketball court. They don't play the game hard. They don't close out. They don't fake the ball in people's face. Let's say that somebody is soft, okay, on the basketball court. Is that same person not going to defend their family if somebody runs into their house?
No, it's different.
Is that same person gonna let you grab his girl's ass on the street? So when you say soft, what are you talking about? Context matters.
Yeah.
Soft basketball player, bad leader on the basketball court. When you say this person is not a leader, does this mean that this person cannot lead their family? Does this mean this person isn't a leader in their community? When you use these terms that are all encompassing to describe somebody's basketball game, you're saying a lot more about them than what you might even think that you're saying.
Right.
So when you're talking to him and writing that little piece, you're saying he's disrespecting his dead brother by missing a basketball game. You out your fucking mind, bro. You gotta have if you gonna drop your nuts to that degree, you can't be mad when somebody kills.
Nah, come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? And so to me, what I'm saying is it's all gravy. I get it. The game, it lends itself to criticism. We pour over this stuff. But man, bruh, have a little cool. Think about what you're talking about and who you talking to.
I mean, I think I'll close it up with saying, I think obviously there needs to be a deeper conversation about lines and boundaries in sports media. It has kind of shifted over the last handful of years. But DeMarcus Hayes, you have a track record of bullshit. This was another bullshit move you pulled. Hopefully it stops here. Hopefully you're not running to do no kind of lawsuit or any kind of funny business. And I also think the league really needs to take a look into protecting its players.
Absolutely.
More. Protect the asset, because there wouldn't be no other bullshit if it wasn't for the asset. There wouldn't be no fans. There wouldn't be no media if it wasn't for the asset. So protect the asset. Van, the day after.
Oh, wow.
November 6th, 2024. By the way, happy birthday to my sons, Isaiah and Carter. They're 16 today. I can't believe I have 16-year-olds, man. Yes, I love you. But, we just witnessed probably the craziest presidential run hopefully we'll ever see. I hope we don't have to see no more bullshit like this type of just how it's taken over everything. You posed a great question yesterday and we really didn't debate it. Or excuse me, it might have been this morning. What do we learn from this?
Yeah. It's the most important thing.
What do we learn from this?
We don't know yet. Well, that's not true. We do know. This is what we learned. And it's a tough pill to swallow. America is MAGA. America is MAGA. It's a clear mandate that was given. The question now is why? What messages didn't land? What attempts, what speeches, what policy didn't resonate? Like why? Why did people vote to deport their cousins? Why did women vote to subjugate their daughters? Why did people vote to suppress their neighbors? Why did people vote for the legacy of their slavers? Why? Why'd they do that? Because as much as we can be angry about it, we have to figure out the calculus that allows us to stem the tide. I'll tell you what won't get there. What won't get us there? Tears. You cry.
Get it out.
Hey man, cry.
Get it out.
Cry.
Now what?
I wrote something earlier, just real quick. I'll tell you about, once again, my dad. I had like the little 10-speed bike. 10-speed bike had the sometimes the fucking
brakes.
brake comes off the bike. The brake was dangling. Hit the front spokes. I flipped over the front of the bike, bust my shit. My dad saw me. He comes over, and I'm about to get up, and he's like, "Nah, stay there. Like breathe, live in it for a second, catch your breath." And I'm freaking out because I'm seeing blood. I'm cut. Blood's everywhere. And I'm like, "Oh my God." He said, "Don't worry about the blood." He's like, "Blood is a blessing. It lets you know that you're hurt. Sometimes you don't know you're hurt. Heart disease, diabetes, all these things. You don't know that you're hurt, but you can see yourself bleeding. Now it's your responsibility to heal. It's your responsibility to get better. It's your responsibility to do the thing. It's also your responsibility to fix your fucking bike." So all of that stuff, so you don't flip over the handlebars again. Get up, get to it. Take your time. I'm not going to dehumanize you. Do your whole thing. But you wet the bed, dry your sheets, wash them. Let's get the fuck back to work. Midterms in 2 years. And you have to be a force to change the electorate in a way that reflects your values. If we can't do that, if we spend too much time crying, we're going to spend more time dying. So let's get to it.
I think gender and race played a huge role, obviously, in this situation. You know, to think that Latino men came out in the waves they did, and his main thing is mass deportation. How white women came out in the wave, and he's taking rights away and flipping back and forth on that. I think he ran on fear and attacked the issues rather, to me, than policy, actually. He still doesn't really have like, what are we looking for now? What's the plan now? You know what I mean? I think he ran on, obviously, the economy. Things were better when Trump was president, not knowing that Trump was riding Obama's wave and still ended up crashing that wave. He ran on the fear of crazy rapist, drug dealer coming into this country and taking jobs, and we need to build, he ran on our insecurities and our fears, and people bought into it. So what do we do now moving forward? Are we fuck Trump and fuck the people that voted for him? Or are we like, okay, we're here now? Because you hear a lot of people that lost friendships and over this running. Where do we go now moving forward as far as, do we hope he fails? I don't hope he fails because I want to see this country do well. Do we cut that? Do we not fuck with the people who voted for? Like, what is your thought process? There's so much stuff going on. What's your thought process?
That's a fantastic question. So with me, I don't tend to take things that personally, right? So there are going to be people out there that supported Trump and have supported Trump. It is what it is. It depends on why you support him, right? Now, if you support him, let's be clear. If you support Trump, then you support somebody who wants my inclusion marginalized, wants my history erased, and to me, gives voice to the most reprehensible people in America on my existence. And that's what you're supporting. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, red, green, man, woman, that's what you're supporting. So you support that and you will wear that. And I will judge you through that lens. I have to. For some reason, you decided that your economic status or your status as a man is more important than my history, my inclusion, the sovereignty of the body of the women, the bodies of the women that I share my community with, all of that stuff. So you made that calculus and you'll live with that. And I'll judge you based on that. Don't mean I'm bring it up every time I see you. Don't mean I'm gonna waste my breath trying to fight with you every single time. Don't have time for that. But everyone can deal with that on their own. What I will say is this about the election itself, or whether or not I want Trump to fail or succeed. I don't think of things in those terms. I want American people to succeed. I want American people to be okay. I want American people to be safe. I want the people of South Baton Rouge, Louisiana to be safe. I want the black people, the black women to be safe. And it's not Trump's job to make them safe. It's my job to make them safe. Okay. And another part of this is just the way we view our country. This election was essentially about people who believe that America is safer when it's in the hands of unrepentant and aggressive whiteness. We have to confront that idea, because the reality is the people that walk in onto planes and feel better when the pilot is white, the people that hire lawyers and feel better when the lawyers are white, the people that feel better with white judges, the people that feel better when they see the white police, the people that feel better when a white man has his hands around American society. Those people did not invent that idea. It was incepted into them. It was given to them. Right. What we're trying to say is everybody else can do this too. We have built before and we can build. Right. And what America continuously tells us is no. We are 1 for 3 against Trump. And the only guy that could beat him was somebody who was older and whiter.
He said older and whiter.
Okay.
I mean, she was, you got to think a former president, 10 years in the making in this whole, creating this image and taking on a characteristic and being this guy that represents people who fear change. We don't want shit to go that way. We don't want, we don't want this. We don't want that. But I will say, I want to congratulate Kamala. Within 100 days of trying to sell yourself and make people understand you, that's not enough time to genuinely address demographics, particularly the demographics she missed in. But to raise $1 billion in 100 days, the way she carried herself, the way she destroyed him in the debate, the policy plan she planned to try to implement, she did a lot of stuff in just over 100 days.
She did. And by the way, we need her. And we need everyone now not to go into hibernation. Look, man.
2 years.
2 years. A lot of y'all. There's no need to name call or to call people out. There'll be time for that when we're not licking our wounds. These people need to see y'all. Remember I said that we don't care about how Joel Embiid is playing against Milwaukee on a random Tuesday night? You know who does care about where you are on a random Tuesday night? The black voter in the hood. They need to see you on that random Tuesday night and on the Tuesday when it's time for the election. We need to see and feel the impact of people in our communities, in other communities. We need to wholly re-educate ourselves politically. When you're talking to somebody about politics, step back and just ask them, what kind of world do you want? What kind of society makes sense to you? Right? What do you think? What tax rate should you be paying, right? Who should be paying for your kids' schooling? What kind of schools should your kids have? What kind of rights should your women have? What kind of rights should be codified into law? What kind of rights are social contracts? What are the things? And then get the calculus of that and talk to that person about what they are. Because if we make these issues about sex change operations or culture war issues or any of these things that we care so deeply about in us trying to protect people, if we make these things about single issues that connect people to some sort of moral imperative, we're going to continue to lose people. But if we make it about them and the way that they see the world, what you'll see is they agree with you more than they disagree. And we just haven't done that. We haven't raised the political IQ of the people that we're trying to reach.
Messaging is crucial. Dan, before we get you out of here, Lil Wayne, Wheezy Fest, spoke to his hometown about how much it hurt him to have the Super Bowl opportunity taken from him, what it meant to have his mom in the crowd as he performs in the Super Bowl. Thoughts? I mean, this is your home too.
Yeah, from Baton Rouge.
Talk to me about this.
So
can you?
Yeah, I will. So Wayne is a GOAT.
No question.
Like I said this on the podcast and people get mad at me. When I think of Louisiana musical legends, I put Wayne up there with Louis Armstrong, with the greats, like literally, right? He's up there with them. Nobody took nothing from Wayne. Okay, it was not given to Wayne to be taken away from Wayne.
Okay.
All my rapper friends out there, I love you guys. We got to talk about what the rapper thinks of themselves. I've never met anyone who looked at the world quite like my brothers in hip hop. Like Wayne taken away from you, nobody took shit from you, dog. It's a concert thrown by these white people and they picked the other black guy. That's what happened. Like it's like nobody took nothing from you. You ain't at no lunch counters. Like you saying this in front of a whole group of people going crazy for you. Wayne, you up, you made it. Maybe you're not entitled to do the Super Bowl, right? You're not. And by the way, bad time to ask me about him because I fuck with you, Wayne. But you took some picture. Never mind.
Stay on topic.
But anyway, love the Hot Boys. Was so excited to see the Hot Boys reunion. I hope they go on tour. New Orleans will be okay. Louisiana will be okay. And more than anything, Lil Wayne will be okay.
Let me push back a little. Obviously, first
me.
and foremost, because I love Kendrick. I'm West Coast till I die, and I think he's going to have a great show. So by no means is this, damn, why is it? But I think, like you said, a legend, his body of work, the opportunity for him, to me, to look at it, to ride off into the sunset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To kind of put him up in that stratosphere where I've done everything, and now I played a Super Bowl in front of my hometown. To me, I think it could have been a perfect swan song type situation to a legendary career.
Yeah,
and again, that takes nothing away from Dot and how he's about to fuck this Super Bowl up. I'm excited about what he's bringing to the table. There's nobody hotter in the business right now, but I thought this could have been a perfect, like kind of a perfect bow on an incredible career.
Look, I understand, and I don't disagree.
Okay.
If it was me doing it, it'd have been all Louisiana. I'd have had Partners in Crime, Young Bleed, MC Nero. You don't even know these people. You know, I'd have had all of these motherfuckers
showed
on there.
out.
I'd have had, it'd have been going crazy, pump the party, the whole fucking thing. However, nobody took shit from him. Maybe it should have been him.
Okay.
Maybe it would have been awesome for it to be him, but I'm just to a point in my life right now as a 44-year-old man where if you get to complaining and getting the woe is me situation out, it gotta be real. I don't have time for the crocodile tears. Wayne is gonna be Wayne. Wayne is a giant, the littlest giant in hip hop history. But the reality is, it's a concert. You didn't get the concert. We love you. We always gonna love you. Let's move on and let's do something else, bro.
Amen to that.
Last thing. Let's do something else. Can we stop bending the knee for everything? Can we stop begging for everything? Can we stop getting emotional when we don't get a halftime show at the Super Bowl? You're in front of your people. They love you. Take the NAACP Image Award. Love that. Love it as much as the Oscar. Love what people love
Celebrate
about
you for
you. Yeah, man. God damn it. Like, I don't fuck with it. That's how I feel about the whole Wayne thing. I didn't like it. All right, that's all I gotta say.
Van, I appreciate your time
No
always,
problem.
man. Make sure you come back. We'll check in with you, man, and we'll talk to you later.
No problem, brother.
My God. So back by popular demand, the one and only neighborhood hater. How you feeling, bro? Dodgers are world champions.
Yes, and you know what we went through to get that. You've been down with me for a minute.
Yeah.
We've had our heart broken a long time, baby, like a decade. So I'm going to enjoy this.
Decade's not that long compared to what some other teams have gone through. You guys just won a World Series a couple years ago, right?
But it was kind of a World Series, a sort of World Series.
Kind of like the Lakers championship?
Yeah.
Asterisk?
Yes, absolutely. And this
Are you counting it? It's still a ring though, right?
It is, but we didn't get a parade. We didn't even get a Chuck E. Cheese party for it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
Y'all deserve more.
Absolutely. Come on now.
People were falling off of 3-story buildings and blowing their hands off. Y'all celebrated.
Absolutely. And
burned the bus down.
Absolutely. We tore up a Waymo car. You know, the self-driving car.
Did they?
We put graffiti on it. We rode it, surfed it, and
LA.
everything. Yes, you know how it goes.
West Coast.
Yes, indeed.
Shit was real.
Yes.
So Dave Roberts just recently said in an interview that he felt like the Padres were like that was y'all's World Series.
You got San Diego, and they really kicked their ass all year.
All year.
So how were you feeling about it?
That-
From your perspective.
I felt from my perspective that was the World Series. I felt that at that moment in time, when we started the postseason, they were 1 through 26 the best team.
Yes, it is. And we have to see them moving forward
They're tough.
a lot.
They're young.
Absolutely. Did we get lucky against them? No, we just had their number in those
Going
last few
into
games.
the situation, you swore y'all was gonna lose.
Absolutely.
That's
I
the
was
kind
nervous.
of shit you do, though.
No, what, front run?
Yeah, no, just self-sabotage because you know what's going to be the outcome.
Well, yeah, because you've seen what happened to us over the years. And the Padres are a team we've been kind of chasing for a minute. We had one of their players, Manny Machado, who became a traitor, moved to their team.
Could you
Are
believe
you
it?
kidding? And he was talking big cold
shit.
cash shit
He was.
against us. So I'm happy, bro. I'm looking forward to next season. LA fans, we think we're the general managers.
There may not be as many Dodger fans next season, though.
I'm going to leave that one alone. Okay. I'm going to let you guys make what you want of that. You know what I mean? But true story, But, yeah, man, we think we're general managers. We have to look forward to the
What's
next couple
next?
of years.
I mean, Soto, you saw the Yankees just offered $13,575. Is Soto someone you think you guys can grab?
Absolutely. We have money to spend.
A lot.
So $600 million over like 10 years. Yeah, and I believe he's coming. I believe he loves Los Angeles. So
Who doesn't?
And look how the Yankees did him, too.
Dirty.
The 5th inning?
Crazy.
Come on, man. He's
Well, go ahead.
I was going to say he's our number one priority in the offseason.
Get him. Will we see Ohtani on the mound next year?
Absolutely. Thank God he didn't hurt his throwing shoulder.
Yeah.
He hurt the other shoulder. And he was already clocking up, the high 90s already coming back. Do we need him to pitch next year? Absolutely. We needed him in the World Series.
Could have used him.
Absolutely.
Could have used him.
But he just had surgery. Hopefully he's ready for the offseason. And, hopefully next year is our year again.
Y'all grew on me. I'm not gonna lie. I've always been a Bay Area Giants and A's fan. That's where I'm from. But the Dodgers, I like the team. We got to get Mookie on the show. We went and talked to him at that game. So
He said to bring him on the show.
A pod for a pod. Mook,
Yeah.
we need you, baby.
Yes,
Congratulations
indeed.
to the whole Dodger organization and fan base. LA representing.
Come on.
Moving on. It's basketball season, bro. It's fall. It's starting to get cold out here.
Yes, indeed.
Lakers have lost 3 out of 4. Is it time to fire JJ?
I mean, just the last time we talked, I was supposed to
Yeah.
apologize to this
You
dude.
still should apologize to him.
Should I?
Yeah. How you feeling right now?
4-3?
How you feeling right now?
I don't know, man. It's weird. We're just coming off the World Series, so I'm just starting to get my eyes back on the Lakers, like most, LA fans.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what to think at the moment. Do we like JJ? Yes, but once we start getting in that loss column, it gets kind of funny
That's
style.
when the like doesn't.
Yeah. We get in that loss column and we're starting to look elsewhere. We want to look elsewhere.
Have you seen? You guys are, I want to say, in the bottom of the league in defense.
Yes.
Obviously a little bit of older team, guys that are more offensive oriented than defense. Obviously, you got the Vanderbilt coming back. It's a strong Western Conference with a lot of scorers. The Bookers, the Durants, the Lucas,
The Shays.
DeMar DeRozan, the Shays. There's a lot of people that put the ball in the basket. Who do you feel on that team can and hopefully will step up on the defensive end?
I'm sorry, you said, did he say Bronny? Good Lord. I pray, man. Anyway, don't get me hating on Bronny right now. We'll say that for another time.
We'll save it for another.
But who do we depend on? What was the question again?
Who can step up and kind of ignite that defensive side? Because I love JJ, but JJ was an offensive player.
Yeah, he never.
But he tried on defense. JJ
Yes, he
worked his
did.
ass off.
Yes, he did. Who's going to play defense? Who's going to cover their best player on our team? Because it can't be a 40-year-old, right?
And that can't be Bron.
Yeah. So and AD is what AD
AD's
is.
going to guard bigs. He's going to protect the basket.
So maybe we need to look elsewhere.
Go out there. You got some assets.
Absolutely. D-Lo would be perfect.
Get D-Lo out of here.
Good Lord. It would save our city. I like you, D-Lo, but I like the Lakers more. So come on now.
What would you look for with the D-Lo? Like, what would you want in exchange? What type of player? Give me an example.
I would like a young, active player, obviously, who can score and rebound and, do the intangibles, because we don't have any of those kind of guys on our team, do we? No, they're on the bench hurt right now. Vanderbilt, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of guy would we want coming here? I don't want to start any rumors. Okay.
Go ahead and start some though.
But I would love to get I would love to have Julius Randle back now. Yeah, I think we lost a lot of our players. You know what I mean, from back in our day.
You think him and AD could play on the same?
Absolutely. What's AD going to change? What is he going to change from a player coming back playing for us? Nothing.
It's going to put him at the 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Is he a 5 though?
No.
Right. Has he ever played 5 and been successful at the 5? No, he has not.
I don't think it's any time to panic. It's still early in the season. Don't panic. It's organic, Laker fans. You know what I mean? Let that shit marinate. It's going to be all right. Like I said, he's giving you guys an identity. I don't quite know what that identity is yet, but he's giving you something. You're starting to sweat over here, so I know it's getting serious. But we're going to play a new game with you. New faces in new places.
Let's go.
I'm going to give you about, how many guys we got on the board? 8 guys. We're both going to pick 3. So Giddey, Tyus Jones, Klay Thompson, Buddy Hield, Cat, Mikal Bridges, Julius Randle, DeMar DeRozan, Chris Paul. All guys, new places and putting up numbers. I'm going to give you the first pick. Who would you take as top new face in the new place?
It has to be Klay, right? Who is it? Cat? For me, I never really was the biggest Cat fan.
We can say our piece, but so your first pick is Klay.
Klay, just because of how he's helping them on perimeter shooting.
I'm gonna go with DeMar DeRozan. Although they're 4-3, he's at 25, 4-4. So it takes a lot of pressure off De'Aaron to have to do everything to close the games.
Right. I'm not sure Chris Paul.
He's almost at a double-double. 12 in year 20, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, or 9 assists, Chris Paul, year 20, 12 points, 9 assists, and really, I think it's going to be very instrumental for young fellow Wemby.
Yes.
Who's your second pick?
Go back. It's definitely Buddy Hield.
Oh, good call. That was going to be my second pick.
Yeah, he's over there taking the pressure off of
everybody.
Chef. Yeah.
He's an elite shooter. Very elite shooter.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one time a quick story about my playing days when DeMarcus Cousins got traded to New Orleans. Vlade Divac said that he was taking Buddy. It was pretty much, there's other players in the trade, but those are the 2 main on each side. That Buddy Hield was the next Steph Curry. Obviously, he's not Steph, but if you look at by the numbers, he's a fucking monster from behind that 3-point line.
Isn't he shooting 50% from the 3 or something right now?
On 10 attempts and averaging 22 a game. Like you said, to lose someone like Klay, which was tough for everybody. I love Klay as a person, and obviously what he's done as a player is well documented. But Buddy Hield has stepped up. Obviously, he doesn't give you what Klay used to give you on the defensive end, but he's definitely someone. So that's my second pick, too.
I believe they are 6-1 too, Golden State.
What are they? What's their record?
Golden State, 6-1. Yeah.
And Steph, obviously record hasn't been super tough, but just to be able to get that chemistry down, they look like they're having fun. Their younger players are coming along. It's going to be interesting to see. So we both got Buddy Hield as our second pick.
Indeed.
Last but not least, who's your last guy?
Mikal Bridges has been hooping.
Good call.
Yeah. I think even though his jump shots kind of...
He's still shooting 39 from the 3, though.
Absolutely, but he's actually pulled it together. Do I depend on him to keep that going for the whole year?
Yeah, I do.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Do. I like Cat. Obviously, I think, he needs to continue to keep his foot on the gas, but 22 and 13 is right on average of his career averages, and he's going to be instrumental if this Knicks team is going to make a run along with Bridges. So we'll see.
Just really quick, DeMar, I think he's got something to fight for now, right after the little Drake debacle.
Oh, yeah.
I think he wants to show him.
That was crazy.
What was that?
What was Drake doing?
Make some music,
was
bruh.
Was that too light-skinned of him to be doing that?
I don't know. You tell me. You know better than me.
I don't move that way. Like, if I'm going to talk shit to you, I'm going to try to fight you.
That's true. Now, I'm not going to... No, that is all facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I don't think I would fight you, though.
I wouldn't want to fight you because I know if I punch you, that beard dye would get all over my hands, all over my knuckles. So, Geno, we're about, what are we, you said 2 or 3 weeks?
What do you mean?
About 2.5 weeks in the season?
Yes, sir.
About 2.5 weeks in the season, and some teams, I don't know if it might be too early to panic, but there's some teams that just ain't really doing it right now. I think the Bucks, 1-6, don't control their first round pick for the next 6 years. Who knows what Middleton is going to be able to do when he comes back. You know, you got Dame and Giannis and not much around it. You know, obviously Bobby Portis is out there doing his thing. So very interesting. And Doc Rivers again. We're on the dock. Is this Doc's last doc?
But first, I'd like to say it's really showing how Drew Holiday.
Oh man, how important he was.
Yes, man. Getting rid. I think when Drew left, that whole shit just went to.
Which is crazy because on the outside looking in, you know, Damian Lillard, one of the best players this game has ever seen, one of the most clutch guys, but it really speaks to how talented Drew was on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely. Is this Doc the end for Doc? It should have been the end last time for Doc.
It should have been ended.
Sorry, Doc, but you know, you kind of. Come on, Doc.
Nuggets, what are they, 3-4? I mean, I think it's still 4. Excuse me. Nuggets are 4-3. Aaron Gordon goes down. Hope he gets back strong. Murray, 16 points a game. We talked about this early, only shooting 37%. He struggled. Do they have a chance?
They absolutely do. I mean, the core of their team is still together. Like, their core is better than a lot of cores on a lot of basketball teams. And they're not the only team that's doing bad right now.
There's a lot of.
It's
we're gonna list some more.
Yeah, it's 5 total teams in the league that are playing well right now. So everybody else kind of has to fend for it.
Clippers.
Yeah.
3-4. Attendance isn't what they thought it would be. Kawhi, not sure when he's coming back. They don't have control of their first-round pick for the next 5 years. I know you don't mind this.
No, because they got that nasty stench out of the crypto
That's
arena.
all you wanted.
Yes, get out. But you know, it is. They got to make it up for themselves. They got to make it for themselves. You know, their owners spent billions of dollars opening up a new arena and trying to get away from the Lakers' legacy, which I respect, but. You know, they are the Clippers. Who is their best player right now? Because their best player is not even playing right now.
James Harden is their best player.
Is
James
he?
is playing well, yeah, absolutely. And
Kawhi is their best player.
He said their best player isn't playing. So Kawhi is the best player.
Yes.
But best player playing is James. And then Zubac's having a big year. I like what big fella's been able to do. Moving on, the Miami Heat. Butler didn't sign an extension. He's 35. 3-3 on the season. Don't have much cap flexibility. Do you see Jimmy finishing the season in Miami?
No, because the owner and him are kind of butting heads.
Pat's had enough.
Losing makes it all worse. You know what I mean? Jimmy's trying to say that, you know, they're not playing any defense right now. So, you know, I'm expecting Spoelstra to pull all that together if he can. And if not, they'll be back into the draft next year.
Cooper Flagg.
My guy.
Nice debut. Looks like he might be heading to Utah. I mean, it's still early, but Utah is at the bottom of the barrel. I think they kind of saw this coming. You know, they had another great white player, Gordon Hayward. I think did he just retire? Was it last year or this year? Yeah. This year. Salute. Gordon Hayward was cold, bro. I don't think people know how good prime Gordon Hayward was. He was a monster.
Before his injury.
And I think Cooper Flagg can be better than that.
Absolutely. Just because he got a little bit more fire in his body, I think.
Mean.
Yeah.
6'10".
Shoot off the dribble, going to dunk. I just saw him yesterday. Highlights of him yesterday. Jesus. Do I think he's great? I think he's going to be the number 1 pick, hands down. Yeah. Somebody's going to win.
Agreed. Before we get out of here, next Monday is the day.
You mean
90-mile-an-hour pitch?
You mean when I'm going to hit the 90-mile-per-hour pitch?
We're bringing cameras. Yeah.
You gonna have your money ready?
Van just told you about his little war baseball story.
That's Van.
But he said he was nice. His pops played in the minor league. You don't have no DNA or lineage of baseball in your family.
That's how you're gonna do me on here?
I'm just saying, bro. 90 miles an hour pitch. You said you only need 5 pitches and you're going to hit it fair.
All I have to do is hit a squid back to the pitcher?
That's all you got to do.
Okay.
And you also said, I'm going to throw another 1,000 on there because you said you could hit a left-handed 80 miles an hour.
That's for my guy Nate right there. And that's a done deal.
That's easy.
Absolutely. Are you going to be there?
We're going to film this shit. Everyone's going to be there.
You know, I've been working with my batting coach.
You got a batting coach?
Absolutely.
Yes.
New equipment.
Are you a batting glove kind of guy? Or
Absolutely.
Are you raw material? You're old school?
Batting glove.
Okay.
No, I'm batting glove, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, I use my hands for the other thing.
Yeah.
So
when you lose, it's 100 push-ups on call. You saw last week how we had Ray doing push-ups during the episode.
Yeah, but I also
have older too. I hate to have to embarrass you like that.
I also have a bet with Jack too.
What's Jack's bet?
1,000, and he's gonna make me do the push-ups on the spot.
On call.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm with it. You guys have your money ready though.
My money's already here. I'm just gonna keep it. It's gonna sleep here.
This is a done deal. You guys I'm gonna shock the world.
Appreciate you
And
coming
I appreciate it. And lock this road deal
Yeah,
up. Okay.
we're
for
gonna
us.
lock you. We're
All
gonna
right.
lock you
I
in, lock you
appreciate
up.
it.
Yeah, you're gonna be walking around with a stiff neck.
Yes.
So before we get out of here, I want to leave you guys with some picks. I went 4-0 last week. I don't know what you guys expected, but head on over to DraftKings right now to lock your picks in for this week's football action. I got a couple picks here that I'm rolling with. No real shocker, I don't think. Steelers at Commanders. Commanders are -2. I'm going to go ahead and take the Commanders. I like what they've been able to do this year. I don't know if they're still a top-tier contender, but I think getting in the playoffs is a great start for them, so I'm going to keep that bandwagon rolling. 49ers -5 at the Bucks. You know I got to take my squad. Bucks just came off a tough loss versus Pat Mahomes and them Chief boys, so they're going to be back at home hungry, but I'm taking the Niners -5. And last but not least, the Lions are rolling into Texas. I like what CJ's doing out there, but the Lions could be, if not, playing the best football in the what division? I'm forgetting the NFC. The Lions could be, if not the best team or playing the best football right now in the NFC. So I'm going to stick with the Lions -3 at the Texans. Got some hoop for you, NBA Friday. Suns at Mavs and Warriors at Cavs. I got the Suns going into Dallas and snagging that one. And I got the Warriors going into Cleveland and getting that one. That's going to be a tough one. Cleveland's 8-0 right now, playing really well. But I got Golden State playing really well as well. Steph is getting his flow back. And they're going to go into Cleveland and knock them boys off. So again, make sure you guys head over to DraftKings right now to lock your picks in. And we'll see you guys next week.